It was
That's
good.
fine.
I just got off the phone with Daniel Dowell, and he got direct in.
And we are live, everyone. Thanks for joining. I do not know who Daniel Dowell is. I have been trying to find out. I looked him up. I could not find him, but this is where the source is coming from. This is where this news is coming from.
So that under less than 5 hours, Executive Order 13959 is going to go into effect. And if you look on Wikipedia right now, you can see the list of companies that are going to be taken down by the US. This executive order says prohibiting investment in communist Chinese military companies, which basically means a declaration of war. What I heard is that Parlay is already down, and that in a couple of hours, all the big media channels will going to go down as well. And with this executive order, the declaration of war is going to be taking place. So massive, massive, massive news.
I would imagine they've started the process earlier because the Chinese will have got wind of it. And we know what they're like when they get wind of things. They try and change the dynamics and everything else that goes with it. So I would imagine they've been caught on the hop.
China was now putting a lot of pressure on North Korea, attempting to up the ante regarding nuclear threats. And it might be that China's beginning now to use its agents throughout the world, and maybe America's bosses has decided that we've got to act now. So I noticed that. And also there's a lot of issues now between Israel and Iran in the Gulf. And I think it's getting a little bit out of hand. So it might just be that, Daniel. It might literally be that. I mean, but your news is hot to me.
And what we said last week, Charlie, on the video is that we need a global scenario. We need to take it off the elections of the US and move it onto a global perspective. And we were actually waiting for it to heat up, that the Iran scenario, the China scenario is necessary for us to move into martial law and for us to be able to make this a global problem, which is going to be very scary for all of us, but it's necessary to take all the system of corruptions down.
Yeah, I think to justify, I don't like that word, but for the public to justify this. I mean, yes. I understand that a number of oil tankers in the Gulf have already been mined, but the mainstream media are keeping that quiet.
Yeah. And what this is going to mean, if this executive order is going to take place, it'll take down the whole Chinese market, the big companies. You have to look at the list. I mean,
and so this is what we're going to be talking about briefly, just for the first few minutes here with my good friend Alex. Listen to this.
Huawei is in there. Alibaba is in there. All these big companies are going to come down. And the 3 Gorge Dam companies in there as well, which is connected to the BTC mining. So what we expect is that the whole market, the Bitcoin market, will come crushing down as well.
Charlie, if the miners come down, that's going to have a huge effect of confidence, and that should actually see a big collapse. Do you think so?
100%. I can see.
Okay, so these guys obviously aren't with Bitcoin, but we were wanting to talk about. I want to talk with my friend here, Alex, about with Bitcoin, because this is something that jumped into my head right away. I was like, I got to ask Alex what he thinks of this. And so once again, these are people that claim this stuff is happening. We do not know. All we try to do is figure out what's real and what's not. This was a Simon Parks podcast that's done. Simon Parks, a lot of people, some people think he's credible. Some people don't. I don't know. I mean, I've been following Simon Parks for a long time. And, at least the last 6 to 8 months, I've been following him here and there. My sister loves listening to him because he's hopeful, and he does grant everybody the hopium, right? That's the hopium that we all want to grab onto. And I refuse. I am literally, I think I'm sitting on the fence. I'm literally 50-50 at this point to see. I have no idea. There's so much that's pulling me one way, and there's so much that's pulling me the other way as far as what will happen with our administration. As so many people are thinking that our wonderful President Trump is, going one way or whatever it seems like. But I think my personal opinion right now is that he has not officially conceded. He's never used the term. He's said multiple times that he's not going to give up. But he's alluding to everybody that he's going to give up. But we're not going to talk about that in a second here. want to talk about Bitcoin. So Alex, welcome, Alex. Say hi to everybody.
Yes, hello everyone. And for anyone who doesn't know, unshameless plug, go to dapper.io, Bitcoin consultation if you want to set up anything, set up a hard wallet. If you want to know the ins and outs, I've been in the game for about 4 years. Man, my portfolio is almost 10x right now. It's been great. It's been great. If you're not in the game right now, I think what he's referring to, a crash or more of a market pullback. Me and Ben were talking earlier, and we can post some screenshots. We can post some links. But as of right now, China is about 1/3 the hash rate of the Bitcoin network. So even if we were to see a hard dump or see a hard pullback from Chinese support, or maybe, I guess the more I was researching, they're referring to receiving ASIC miners and possibly losing computing power. But realistically, it's just not going to happen. There's too many big players in the game. If you go to bitcointreasuries.org, you can see a list of all the publicly listed companies, the holdings of their Bitcoin. There's over 1 million Bitcoin being held by Wall Street entities, private companies, the Rothschild holding.
Right.
They have over 100 themselves. It's not it's
but
not
the Rothschilds are on the side of China, just so you know, and that's like all. And I just once again, we're just speculating, so we don't know. I don't know.
So, and all I'm getting at is that, hey, if you want a little bit of buck, like, not going nowhere. Like,
okay, well, that's good. So you were saying before that the U.S. can just make up for those. That will that I mean, if China, I mean, they do own a lot of the farming for this, right?
anybody can make up. Sorry, I was plugging my charger in.
Oh no, it's fine.
Anybody can make
Well,
up.
shoot me a link if you want, and then I can shoot it to them. I just don't know what that is. I was trying to find that here, and I've got Bitcoin treasuries. I mean, there's a lot, and I think the big thing is that I'm curious about is that a lot of these could be, shell corporations or whatever. There could be a lot of fake corporations. We have no idea. Let's see. Isaac Newton says China has halted industry as well due to lack of semiconductors because of the trade in Taiwan. We might be very close to a hot war, and yeah, for Trump to not do anything, that's I don't know. For him to just allow Biden to enter this and Biden try to defend us against I don't know what the hell will happen, but let's see.
It's asking, what do you think Biden's going to do? Because I hate to say that Trump's going to succeed, but in about, what is it, 1 week? In 1 week, Biden's taken over. It's like, what do you think Biden's going to do about all this? Go
ahead. What were you going to say?
Do nothing. I think he's just going to print a ton of money.
Yeah.
Give it all to the people. Devalue all of it. Make it all inflate all the way.
Each dollar will be worth a penny, and each Bitcoin will be worth 2,000th of a penny. I don't know. Isaac Newton's what?
No financial advice, but I think we're going to see inflation in all assets, whether it be property, whether it be precious metals, whether it be cryptocurrencies. It's not just going to be Bitcoin. You're going to see inflation in other assets. So you better not have debt and own.
Right.
Yeah.
So Isaac Newton says war start cultural, then go political, then economic, then hot. We're at the end of the economic stage. China can't keep going without semiconductors. I'm going to have to, Isaac, thank you for letting me know that. I'm going to have to look that up and see what you're talking about. That was something I'm not prepared for. Wars never end well economically for the losing side. They wind up paying and winning side for generations.
Oh, that's what happened to Germany. And then they got hyperinflation. And honestly, what was he saying about the Biden? I saw that Biden. Yeah.
Biden is going to Camp Justice. His senile ass won't have a chance to do. I hope so. I really hope so. Go ahead. Sorry, Alex. What were you going to say?
Yeah, I think he's not going to do anything about foreign politics because he's too busy trying to fix America. And I hate to say it, we just need to fucking go back to work.
And see, they want everybody to not be able to take care of themselves. And that's essentially what is going on there. And that leads us to our next thing. And I just want to let you know we're going to keep moving on here. Alex, you're welcome to stay. If you want to leave, you're welcome to leave. I just want to let you know I appreciate your insight on this. This is from, thousands of troops. I don't know how many troops there are currently in DC, but these are all the troops arriving in DC right now. I mean, so Isaac, I'm curious. I want to know what you think about this. Is this something? Okay, let's see. Alex is correct.
Yeah.
The real estate has jumped 33% in rural areas in just last month. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's trying to get out of the cities.
Yep. It doesn't just be Bitcoin. Also, another thing that's gone up in price, ammunition. Oh my. I'm so glad that I'm not going to say how much I have, not on YouTube, but I have enough, and it's gone up tremendously in value. Insane. Brass is new gold. It's nuts. Prices. It's in certain things though. Other things you don't really see the inflation. So I think it'll only get worse as you keep getting stimulus checks. Did you see what Biden says? He says
1.2 trillion or something. Is it like 1.2 trillion? I think.
Yeah. He's gonna top off everyone for the 1,400. That's what they're calling it. The top off. Like, dude, more money print.
And the mentality of the people who think that that's a good thing, I mean, is growing, right? Or at least hopefully that's not growing. But you see that as those idiots on TikTok that are doing this. Isaac, what do you think about all these troops? I mean, these are being deployed everywhere in the world, and if these people are following, if these people all of a sudden are going to be following Biden, it's like literally we have a military that could be on either side. That's what I've been thinking this whole last week that this has been happening, right? Anyway, it was just something that I was thinking about. But let's see here. I wanted to pull up this other video that I was going to bring up. This is one other thing I wanted to show you. I don't even know who this is. I was actually trying to look this guy up, but I wanted everybody to see this video. If we watch nothing else today, I would like you to see this video. This is, I think it's who I think it is. This might be Peter. What's his name? Maybe you guys know who this is, but I could not find him. I've looked for him everywhere. But this is a very encouraging video that I really want everybody to see. We might, I might get shut down for it. This channel might get totally nuked. We'll find out. But I got to strike. Everybody, please follow me on my Odyssey, because you never know how long I'm actually going to be around. And this is my Odyssey channel. Please follow me there if you can.
YouTube Odyssey. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's that's my channel there. Please subscribe there. I mean, I'm pretty much at this point, everything I drop on YouTube, I'm going to drop it at Odyssey right away.
That's a good move.
We'll see what happens there, but we'll see what happens here. So this is actually it's an 8-minute speech. We'll see how far we get into this, but it's actually pretty amazing. Let's check it out. Can you hear this audio?
3 years ago.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. So let's go ahead.
About 3 years ago, a group of generals came to me, and it was explained to me they were ready to conduct a coup d'etat. They were ready to move Barack Obama from office with military force. And then a few weeks later, I got another call and said that they were reconsidering. You know why they were reconsidering? No, why? Because they talked to Donald Trump. And Trump agreed that he would run. And they agreed that if he would run, they would conduct their coup d'etat as a legitimate process, rooting out the traitors within government. And that pact between the military and Donald Trump has held. As we've been interpreting and watching, and Alex has been following QAnon is military intelligence.
He's talking about you, right, Alex? He's talking about you.
Wait, what?
He said Alex. I'm just joking. He said Alex. So anyway.
Intelligence. And close to Trump. And the intelligence we're getting really is a lot of the inside script. Now, everybody says Donald Trump is going to lose. He's going to be out of office. He's going to be impeached. You watch CNN, MSNBC, they're throwing a party today, and all the 20 people watching them across the nation are very enthused. Donald Trump will not be removed from office. He will not be removed from office. And
What do you think of that, you guys? Do you think that's? I don't know.
When's the deadline?
I mean, it's this. I mean, I think a lot of people are speculating that deadlines don't matter. A lot of people have been speculating that a lot of deadlines won't matter because there will be military tribunals held, and we're literally going to see people pulled from their chairs of office. I have no idea. The problem is that a lot of people are saying that that he has the military, but I mean, all these people are gathering in D.C. to protect our incredibly popular Joe Biden, right? That's essentially the narrative that's going on, right? So the reason why we have thousands and thousands of troops in DC and everywhere else, National Guards everywhere in the country, all over, the reason why that's happening, or at least in DC, is to protect. That's what I think they're trying to narrate. That's essentially the story. Just something to think about. It's like, but once again, it's literally one side or the other. We have such an opposing, such opposition going on that we have no idea. It's just, the military could take either side, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right.
And in the counterattack he's going to launch, one or two facts that could change everything. Get a report from Michael Horowitz, the Inspector General, who details the corruption within the Department of Justice. Donald Trump is right. Maybe we should tear down the FBI building and start over again. And
well, you heard it from the mouth, Colonel Sanders.
If you take a look at the depth of this corruption, it's pervasive since George H.W. Bush. The bureaucrats who have stayed, including these SES bureaucrats who are there mostly permanently, they're globalists. They don't believe in America anymore. They think they're smarter than America, smarter than the founding fathers. We ought to revise the
and yet they have benefited 100% from the American dream, from American capitalism. All of them have benefited deeply from that. So they want to benefit from it and then shut it off to all of us.
Constitution. They are, there's a very simple word that describes what they are. Traitors. Traitors. It's a capital crime. And I want to predict to you here today that when the tables turn, Donald Trump will be invoking military tribunals, and even Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama are going to be facing treason charges.
What do you think? I want to know, if everybody in the chat, I want to know, do you guys think that's actually going to happen? Again, I can't find this guy anywhere. I even Google imaged him, and and I just can't find him. I mean, I found someone that looks kind of like him, and it's Peter. I want to say Peter Walsh, but I don't think.
You do a good job at finding some wild videos.
Well, I mean, this guy, I mean, he said that anyway. Once again, this is just speculation. This might even be interpreted as hopium, everybody. It might be.
Ooh, that's what I think it is.
You think this could be just someone literally spewing garbage? You think it's BS? I mean, he seems pretty sure of himself. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
He does. We'll find out Wednesday? This Wednesday?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people speculate that action will be taken after the fact, after the actual inauguration happens. We won't know, but this is what he seems incredibly sure of himself, and I cannot find this guy. What was it? What were we going to say?
Yeah, like he knows something that all of us don't. Like,
well, I mean, I think a lot of people know things. A lot of people know what he's talking about. I know what he's talking about, but
we're low on the pay grade.
Yeah.
Sure.
It will not end, and Donald Trump will have the courage to do that. Every time it looks to me, I've said this about Donald Trump, I've known him for decades. I said, Donald Trump always looks like he's going to lose until just before he wins.
That is so beautiful, you guys. This is so. I'm sorry. I'm taking the opium. I'm liking how it makes me feel. So I'm taking the hopium. Everybody, sorry. And I'm not trying to lead anybody else into believing in this, but I mean, I'm literally, some days I wake up, I'm right in the middle. I'm 50-50, and then I could be literally swayed the other way or the other. And I don't know. I just can't find out who this guy is. That's the issue.
As long as you admit it, it's okay, right? You're like,
absolutely. It could be total hopium, and it could totally be that. But part of me is, I mean, his confidence is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Always. He's always looking like he's 1 inch from being, losing all his money.
And speaking of which, they did go after his money, just so you know. I mean, it would be one thing if they had stopped at, literally at his social media. And we're going to get onto the Twitter thing in a minute, but that's an even more crazy thing. If you guys heard about what happened with Project Veritas, they have. Okay, so real quickly, we're going to talk about it real quickly, and we'll get into it later. But what happened? If you don't know, Project Veritas has Jack Dorsey on tape saying this is only the beginning. This is literally the beginning. We are starting. Us censoring the president is just the beginning. We're going to keep going with this, and censorship will continue. It's going to continue to get worse and worse. He said that specifically, and of course, he's saying in public that it's not the case. He's saying in public, sorry. I'm not even sure if he apologized, but he said it was incredibly divisive what he did, which was censoring the president entirely. But they did go after his money, so that's what made this made me think of that. They did. They attacked his money, and for him to be like, okay, I guess it's okay. They did, they literally are exercising a global censorship, a censorship that's beyond just this country or beyond anything. It's beyond anything any of us could imagine. I mean, you literally have other world leaders right now that are thinking about the censorship that happened, and they are all going, well, if Jack Dorsey is willing to censor the president of the United States, do I think I even want to stay on Twitter anymore? Like, if he is exercising that much power, we have other world leaders that are contesting this as well. They're going to be thinking, well, should I start my own platform? And it's like, it'll be interesting to see if Twitter completely implodes and completely, I don't think that is possible at this point in time right now. But if I'll say this, if the president doesn't get, if the president is not, if he's not successful in any of this, if he just lets Biden win and all that stuff, I can guarantee you that he will come back with full force in media and everything else. Every other piece of power that he has able to do, he'll come after them. But I don't think he's done. I don't think he's done fighting.
Losing this deal or that deal. Everything Donald Trump has done in his life has been a success. And in the final game of this, I think Donald Trump will reduce the bureaucracy. I'd say 95% would be good, maybe 100%, because the bureaucracy isn't specified in the Constitution. There's no discussion. There's no article about the bureaucracy, which means it can all be removed. Fire them all. And I think what we can have is a rebirth, as we say, of freedom in this country. But I want to say 2 or 3 things about Zuckerberg. Someone has come forth as a Silicon Valley insider, anonymous, and has been writing me extensive emails, which I've now been able to validate. And the story of Zuckerberg and the others is this. Facebook, all of the major ones, Twitter, YouTube, Google, every single one of them is a creation of the CIA. They were funded by the CIA, and they were there. And by the way, they are all considered dispensable. Zuckerberg may not realize it, but he's in the ejection seat.
I think I'm gonna re-edit this video to music, and I might have to make a meme of Zuckerberg being shot. Let's see here. Go ahead, Alex.
I don't know if I believe that last part, only because
Yeah.
I follow really closely one of the co-founders of Facebook, Chamath, who
Okay.
be a Bitcoin billionaire. That's how
Okay.
But he actually, though, he talks about building up Facebook, and he has tremendous guilt. Talked about when they were building the AI and building the algorithms, they didn't really know what it would become, but they knew that it was going to get out of hand. Continued it anyways. So I believe that they sold the algorithms to the government, but I don't necessarily think that it was started by the government.
What algorithms? What algorithms did they sell to the government? I'm sorry, what was that? What algorithms?
YouTube algorithms.
Okay.
TikTok algorithms. These things that on the site, it'll give you another video that's similar to the one that you just watched, and it's going to keep you on. It's like, it's a proven thing. It is proven.
Okay, so real quick, let's address some of these comments. Baby Lena, thanks for joining again. Appreciate you. So I still have been looking, and I couldn't find out who this guy is. I've been trying to figure out who he is, and I don't know even how recent this video is. It seems pretty recent because of what he's talking about and the things that he references. It seems pretty recent. Gerald, he's an insider with the knowledge. Okay, so I'm gonna have to look up Gerald. Gerald, I wonder what his first name is. Let's see here. I'm not creative. Thanks for joining, Billy. 38010. Not sure about QAnon. Yeah, and I think a lot of people are indecisive about QAnon. I think that a lot of people are. I mean, even Alex Jones is like, Q is just it's just a side fringe group. And once again, they're trying to use Q to try to pump up some of the Trump supporters to get them to be active in some of what's going on. And they think, in what they're trying to cook up, right? What they're trying to cook up right now is to get people to act in violent ways. And real Trump supporters won't do that. At least currently, I don't think they would. I don't know. I have no idea. I can't speak on behalf of them, but I wouldn't. And I think most of us believe in trying to still attack this from a rule of law type of situation. Isaac says, no, he doesn't. He doesn't know anything special, and I can prove it. Okay, well, yeah. Dude. So we stop watching this guy? I don't know if he doesn't.
I'm Isaac. It's like it's kind of, but either way.
Yeah, I mean, he could be selling hopium to people. I don't know. Let's.
And the button will be pushed and he'll be ejected out. But the real power in Silicon Valley is the infrastructure of the internet. It's the oracles. It's the Microsofts, the Sun Microsoft systems. These are the tracks, the railroad tracks on which the internet runs, the bridges, the infrastructure. And the people who are really controlling Silicon Valley are the Larry Ellisons. These are the people you know less about because they're not the front men. Zuckerberg is dispensable. Eric Schmidt is dispensable. Google is dispensable. They'll just replace it with another one because the real godfathers are the Larry Ellisons and the others. And who funded Larry Ellison? The CIA, the military-industrial complex, moving in with Lockheed and the others wanting the creation of a new generation of electronic hardware for the military. And in the process, and that started going back into the 50s. What happened is along the way, they realized with social media, they could create something where we would all give them all of our information freely.
Yeah.
On everything about ourselves. People even post pictures of themselves naked, which they keep forever.
And so that does remind me of more specifically about something that was just released just recently. I mean, it was literally a text messaging thing that was happening with Mark Zuckerberg. I don't know if you saw this, but it was a texting thing between him and someone else, and they were like asking about this. He's like, "Oh, and by the way, do you want so and so from the government? Like, do you want this information from this person?" Oh, and he's like, "How did you achieve that?" And he's like, literally saying, "Well, these people are just willing to give it up. They just gave me all their information, so they're willing to trust me." And so and he actually says "dumb fucks" or something like that. He's literally, that's the way Zuckerberg thinks. So anyway.
Yeah, I don't really use Facebook.
It's fine. I mean, once again, Facebook he owns Instagram as well. So
It's dude, it's a thing.
I don't trust white guys named Jerome. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. Once again, I think none of us really know. This was just something. I'm not trying to sell hopium. I'm not trying to make. I literally I'm sitting on the fence at this point, 50-50. I don't know if that's real, but the people who say they're sure that Trump will continue to be president are so absolutely sure. I mean, and then the list of that goes on and on. You've got Sidney Powell, and you've got your Michael Flynn. And of course, Pompeo, all these people who are, right alongside the president. And then you got some other people who are alongside the president who are saying that it's not the case. So we literally do not know. Everybody's sitting on the edge of their seat. And I think pretty much, and Twitter is burning money. That brings us to our next thing. Burn, baby, burn. Absolutely. I'm not creative. 22. Go. Let's see. As it says, Google deep fake video. And yeah, it's if that's the case, I get it. I don't know. Yeah. Google probably wants us to think it's fake. Come on now, it's how that goes. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough thing to go. I'm literally still, I don't know. We'll just get into this Project Veritas and then get out of here. I don't want to keep this going too long because, you never know. YouTube would probably delete me anyway. We'll find out. But let's quickly pull this Project Veritas video up and we'll watch it and see what happens with that. By the way, everybody, follow me on please, if you can, follow the Odyssey channel, which is right here. That is the Odyssey. That's my Odyssey channel. Please subscribe there. And I'm going to end up there for, we'll see how long I can actually survive here. But this is one of my favorite people in the world, James O'Keefe. Brilliant dude. He is brilliant. And he's still trying to keep freedom alive, still trying to keep us alive. And this is what 60 Minutes used to be. This is what, Fight Back and all these great old shows from the 80s and 90s used to do. Let's see if we can. I think this is trying to find the right one here. So let's grab this one. You should always feel free to express yourself. And I'm sure you guys have heard this before, but this guy thinks he portrays himself basically as this, the way he presents himself in general whenever he's in a public situation is very, very middle of the road, but he's definitely not. You should always feel free to express yourself in whatever format and manifestation feels right. We do intend to do a full retro, as I said in my note. It is going to take some time. And then the other thing, just to close out a little bit, we are focused on one account right now, but this is going to be much bigger than just one account, and it's going to go on for much longer than just this day, this week. Next few weeks, it's going to go on beyond. I mean, part of me just thinks I just want to delete my Twitter account and never go back. This is, this dude. Migration. We have to expect that. We have to be ready for that. So the focus is certainly on this account and how it ties to real world violence, but also and once again, a quick reminder, I'm sure everybody knows this, but if you don't, he was literally saying, everyone go home, do not be violent. That's what he said, and he was deleted. So his Twitter he put a video out saying, everybody, no violence, everybody go home. Let's leave this alone, let it go. It's just get it away. And they censored that and said that it was potential violence. Once again, ignoring the Blam Tifas and targeting Trump supporters, targeting someone who's conservative and believes in traditional values. Once again, targeting that. I think much longer term, a
around how these dynamics play out over time. I don't believe this is going away anytime soon. And the moves that we're making today around QAnon, for instance, is one such example of a much broader approach that we should be looking at and going deeper on. So the team has a lot of work and a lot of focus on this particular issue. We also need to give them the space and the support to focus on the much bigger picture because it is not going away. The U.S. is extremely divided. Our platform is showing that every single day.
And who creates that division? Who creates that division?
And our role is to protect the integrity of that conversation and do what we can to make sure that no one is being harmed based off that. And that is the focus. And
no one's being harmed when they allowed the Blamtifas to completely saturate everything and burn down buildings. And from the Blamtifa, protests / riots, 38 people died. 38 people died. And then there could be more, but that's all that I found that was recorded.
And that is the color we want to provide.
There you have it. Jack Dorsey, CEO of Twitter, recorded by one of his own employees, an insider whistleblower at Twitter, recorded saying this is going to be much bigger than just one account, revealing some censorship. You can see our motto at Veritas, our organization protected by an army of citizen patriots. We've had over a dozen people reach out to us this week with video, evidence inside Twitter. Stay tuned. They may be private companies, but they have more power than all three branches of government. Veritas tips at protonmail.com.
There it is. There it is. Badass. Let's see. Okay. All right. So thanks everybody for joining. Appreciate all of you. Please hit the like button if you so desire. Grab the link on Odyssey. Follow me there if you can, if you want to. Let's see. There's Isaac. I think when the mainstream media called the election, they had it right. And look where they were. And look, they were right. Anyone else who said otherwise was watching fake news. I'm not sure what you're referring to if you said that is okay. See, never heard of Odyssey. It's actually like YouTube. It's growing, and they are trying to a lot of YouTubers are leaving there and going to Odyssey. So
it has a good name too. I think
it looks great. It looks like YouTube, and the way it's set up is very nice. It works really well. I have Twitter exactly. Thanks, Black Hat Cinephile. That was Jack Dorsey. Yep, that was Jack Dorsey. Let's see. Better credibility of world affairs. I believe the mainstream media was right on November 4th with Joe Kamal. But that's fine. But me and agree with I think. I personally disagree with you. That's my opinion, and I love that we can talk about it because most people who support Biden and Harris will not talk to me, and I loved actually having conversations with certain people that can talk about it. I personally see a lot of stuff, and I do watch both sides, but I think it's generally really important to see what happened there, what actually happened there. Again, we can't say much here on YouTube, so that's the problem here. Is that I would love to actually have an open conversation with you about it, but we can't even talk about the election here on YouTube. We can't even talk about it. We're not allowed to. And that is a problem. Biden and Harris, they support that type of ideals. They support us not contesting. They support us not being able to voice our opinions, or maybe perhaps even talking about things that were discovered, things that were maybe facts. And I've watched enough, and I think in general, 91% of Trump supporters would vote for him again, and 60 to 70% of those people believe it was false, believe everything that was taken, and I think it just boils down to this. It just boils down to signature verification. None of them would support that. None of them would back that up with signature verification. They wouldn't allow that. They were not going to allow that to happen. And one other thing was simply this. It's simply the ratio of mail-in ballots. The ratio of mail-in ballots should have went up. So what they do is when they receive mail-in ballots, there's a ratio, a certain number of those ballots that are not accepted because simply because it's not a good ballot. It doesn't look like either the form was incomplete, or wasn't a right address, the address wasn't verified, or all these things. There's a lot of reasons there it happened. And once again, it boils down to simply that the ratio was literally like, it's astronomically lower when you had that many more mail-in ballots. I mean, it's everywhere. And, I'm sorry that, once again, we're not allowed to have that. We're not allowed to have that discussion here on YouTube. That's the sad problem with it all.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Decent out here. It's 11 now. So
all right. Yeah, we're gonna get out of here anyway. Once again, there's only so much we can even talk about here on YouTube. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. So please follow me on Odyssey. It's not hard to set up an account. Here's my channel here. And I also have Fanatics of Film. That's my main channel.
Yeah.
Alex actually helped me start that channel from 3 or 4 years ago.
Once you're back on, let's do a man. Yeah. Let's do something.
Let's see, the Mockingbird. Yeah, they might get me. We might all be gone after this. Thanks for
To Kill a Mockingbird. Is that what he's talking about?
I think he's talking about covert operatives. They're probably gonna get me. I'll probably be dead soon. I'm sure I will be. Thanks everybody. Appreciate you. Got my good friend Alex over here, and my name is Ben. We appreciate you so much. Please give this video a like, thumbs up, all that other stuff. Thank you so much for listening, and have a wonderful evening, everybody. Thanks.
Have a good night.